Everyone, Matt at Narrowland, getting another one of our simple Webflow tutorials together for you today. Gonna get into something a little bit more complex, building your own pop-up window. So I will go no frills, won't go into like styling and things like that, but we'll show you how to build a general framework, and we'll show you how to add the interactions to open and close it. Feeling pretty good right now. Just had a Eggo waffle Pop-Tart, two iconic brands that I didn't even know offered a mashup. Enough about my personal life. Let's get right into building this thing out. So the first thing you want to do, make sure that we've chosen body from our navigator so that we're kind of on our top tier here, and we want to add a div. And I like to keep my names simple, so I'll just call that pop-up overlay. Okay. We want the position to be fixed. We are going to cover the entire screen. Let's go with a width of 100 view width. Let's go with a height of 100 view height. We should be covering everything now. Let's pump our z-index up just ridiculously high for the purpose of this. So we'll go with 2000. That should cover everything. And then we want to add a background, right? So let's go with a black background. Oh, sorry, I already got to put everything up over there. And let's see, that was 80% sound. I like to keep it kind of high so that I like to keep the opacity pretty high so that it kind of blocks everything else out and the user is not distracted. So 80 is good, 90 even. Let's go for it, right? That's looking good. We are already kind of getting where we want to be here. The last thing that we want to do is we are going to add flex, and generally you want to center your content in there. So that's what we'll do today. Second, so we have a overlay. We want to give ourselves the means to close said overlay when needed. So let's go ahead and put another div in there. I will call this close X. I like to give the user a big target. So, for this, it's not going to be super aesthetically pleasing, but let's go with 64 by 64. And then we need to put our background in there. I have this handy dandy X on my desktop. Let me drag that bad Larry in there. We're going to go with contain, center it, and we definitely don't need to tile. So a little, in your face, but again, I'll leave the styling to you. I'm getting the pieces together. And we are going to want to go absolute. We're going to want to put this up in the top corner, and we don't want to hug it too tightly, so I usually leave a margin of 20 pixels on the top and 20 pixels on the side. That's good for the general mechanics. All right, back to our pop-up overlay. I mean, we're already close to the end here, as long as we're keeping this thing simple. So we want to put somewhere for our content to go, right? So let's add another div. A lot of divs going on today. And let's go with 400 pixels wide and 400 pixels tall. That looks a little small. Let's give ourselves a nice, I'll go with 6 and 6. Okay. So that it's visible, I'll pop a background in there. A little white smoke, bluish white smoke, ghost white as they call it. Okay. And then you don't want anything hugging the edges too much. So throw a little padding in there, and just so you can, let's center our content in there as well. And then just so you can see kind of what it would look like in practice, let's drop a image in there, and yup, you guessed it, Narrow Labs. Okay, so there's our pop-up. I mean, from there, and I did not do a good job of naming this, so let's call this, I apologize, pop-up content. Beautiful. So from there, yeah, you can add drop shadows, you can increase your corner radius or things like that. You can add borders. I will leave that to you. I dropped an image in there. You could drop a video in there. You could drop, quite typically, a form in there. So sky's the limit once you have the framework. And now let's focus on opening and closing this thing. So I kind of go in reverse here because everything's on my screen right now. So I highlight my close X. Let's go over here. We want an element trigger, right? So mouse click. And we are going to start an animation. And we need to add one. So we'll call this close pop up. Actions. Hide show. We want it to affect a class, and that class would be pop-up overlay. And when we click it, right, it hides. Save. Preview. Yep, jackpot. Okay, so we are good there. Now we really are going to hide the overlay, and then I will just show you how you can use a button to open it up. So let's hide our entire overlay. So I got pop-up overlay selected. Hide, and then basically the same process you just saw with the closing X. So we're going to take our pop-up button here. Let's head on over, element trigger, mouse click. We want to start an animation. I'm going to get a new one called, you guessed it, open pop-up. Let's add our actions. We want to hide show. And again, I don't want to affect the interaction trigger. I want to affect a class. That class would be pop-up overlay. And just scoot on down here and click the flex layout option. Oh yeah, there we go. So we will publish this guy and test her on out, right? Well, that's strange. Let's try it this way. Pop-up button. Oh yeah. Close. Oh yeah. Pop-up button. Close. I'm noticing one little thing here. Let's go back and let's open our overlay. Probably another quick tutorial I'll do, but you noticed when I was hovering over the X, it still looked like a pointer. You can edit that. I don't know if you guys use that option, but cursor, auto, pointer. Now it's easier for the user to know that they're working with a link. So let me hide my pop-up overlay again. That's how it starts. And publish that again. But while that's happening, we can just check it, right? So pop-up button. And now when we hover over that, you get that nice pointer. Good stuff. All right, that's it, folks. Hope this was helpful.